Welcome to 3D Amazon FBA. Today we're going to talk about how one of the biggest third-party stores on Amazon is in the process of liquidating and going out of business. And I'm going to talk about what that kind of means for us other sellers. So before I get into it, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's get into the news story here. So as you can see, this video is a couple of days old. This article, but you see, top Amazon seller Packable begins liquidating and announced job cuts after failed SPAC attempt. So I'm not like super knowledgeable about starting your own IPO, but basically they tried to go public on the New York Stock Exchange, and it just didn't work out for them. They most likely poured a lot of their resources into going public, and it didn't work out. I don't really understand the nuts and bolts of why. Maybe no one was interested in their stock. I'm not really knowledgeable. That's not really my expertise. But you can see here they're one of the pharma packs. I'm sure we've all competed with them at some point in time. I've looked through their store many times over the years, and they're generally one of those companies that's buying massive quantities. Further down the article says they were valued at about $1.5 billion. And to be one of the top 5 stores, you're massive. So they're buying stuff super cheap. They most likely had deals involved with, say, Procter & Gamble or whatever to get stuff really cheap to resell them on Amazon. You couldn't really compete with them on price, probably because they were getting like super sweet deals because they're buying hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth of product from these bigger companies. But now they're laying off employees and ceasing operations. And they're liquidating after a failed effort to go public through a special purpose acquisition company, which is, going public. I looked it up real quick before making this video. So, it says about a year ago, the retailer was preparing to go public through a special purpose acquisition company. With the market having evaporated and the economy now sputtering, Packable is laying off staff and preparing to liquidate. See, what I'm thinking too is, they probably lost a lot of resources on their failed attempt to go public. But with prices going up on everything, and Amazon is jacking up our fees constantly, I think they might have been too big where they just couldn't really do much to increase their profitability. They were probably watching their profits shrink. They had further down, I think they had they're laying off 138 people, or 20% of its staff, with 372 employees expected to be terminated as the wind-down responsibilities are complete. So they had over 500 employees, probably full-time. They were a huge store, and with wages going up, I'm not sure where they were located in the Bronx, New York. They're probably paying their people $13, $14, $15 an hour, probably full benefits, the whole 9 yards. And with all the fees going up, expenses are going up. I think they were under the impression the only way they can continue to grow is to go public and to raise revenue that way. And, it didn't really seem to, obviously it didn't work out for them because they're going out of business. They probably didn't want to raise up the prices too much. They're probably competing with the other major stores and really couldn't raise their prices that much, because if they raise their prices above their competitors, they're not selling anything. And when you're that big, it's not really so much a margin game. It's a quantity thing. Like you have to sell, say, 1,000 things a day or 2,000 things a day just to turn a profit, because they're one of the cheaper stores online. So when they couldn't raise up the prices, they went all in with trying to go live or go public, and it didn't work out. And then they were kind of stuck because they weren't making enough money to keep the lights on, to pay their employees, to give their employees benefits. Plus New York is massive on taxes, just like California. I think their expenses were just too much that they couldn't continue operating on top of Amazon constantly raising their fees. UPS is constantly, or not constantly, but they've raised their fees about 30%. For us, I mean, they're probably getting a better deal from UPS than like you and me, because we're just average people working out of our garage. Most of us that are watching me, anyways, we're not a major company like these people are. But they're probably getting better deals. But still, all these costs going up and up and up. It's very expensive to sell on other people's platforms. The thing that is curious to me is I don't know why they didn't get off of Amazon and just have their own website and have their own e-commerce, like say Chewy has their own, or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure why they didn't just go that route. Maybe they just didn't want to pay for warehouses, because again, that would get awfully expensive, especially if you're in New York City in the Bronx. But it kind of makes me wonder, why didn't they get their own warehouses and drive their traffic from Amazon to their own website and do solely their own thing. But that probably would have even been more expensive than selling on Amazon. But that's kind of what I think. But, I'm thinking with them going out of business, this actually might give us a little bit of hope that prices will go up. They were on thousands of listings. So I'm hoping that with their thousands of listings that they will be off of probably the next couple months when they're done operating, that this might give some of the other companies a little bit of breathing room that are competing with them to raise their prices a little bit, maybe give us a little bit of hope of smaller stores, some hope that we can start competing on more of these listings, so that way we could maybe expand our businesses, because whenever you're losing $1 billion company who's doing, tens of thousands of dollars a day, people are still going to buy that stuff, because on third party on Amazon, for the most part, if it has that Prime sticker, customers are comfortable and they don't care who they're buying it from. Selling on Amazon, people probably weren't specifically looking for pharma packs too often, so this should open up the buy box for you and me and other sellers. And I think this will actually ultimately help us make some more money, because we'll have more ASINs that we can hopefully compete on. Because I'm really hoping that the other major stores that were competing with pharma packs will increase their price now that they're probably one of their biggest competitors is out of business. I'm really hoping that this will help us. And it really sucks. I hate seeing companies go out of business, and we're talking 500 people, 510 people losing their jobs. And hopefully they end up finding decent jobs there in New York. I know New York's not doing so well, currently, but hopefully these people will land on their feet. Maybe they'll start third-party stores. They should have some knowledge on what it is to do Amazon third-party, so hopefully they will land on their feet. But this should help you and me make more money, I believe, probably another 6 months to a year. And, these companies that Pharma Packs was dealing with, hopefully they'll open up for wholesale accounts for other individuals to make up the loss of revenue. And, hopefully it'll open up, more ways for us to get into some wholesale accounts too. So I would start sending people out, sending emails out to try to open up wholesale accounts. I'd go through their stores, see if there's stuff that you see locally that you might be able to start selling in a couple months, start doing some research, because this is a whole lot of product that's going to be sold by somebody, and it might as well be us. So that's what I've got on this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.